We were in the 6th parak. Let's go from the second Mishnah, Mishnah Beis. So we are discussing Shikcha, which sort of bundles or piles that the owner forgot in the field would the aniyim be allowed to take. So Mishnah Beis says, Ha'omer shu samach legapa, a bundle that's next to the fence, vilagadish, or it's next to the haystack, labaka or vilakalim, or it's next to where you're keeping your oxen and your wagon or whatever other implements you're using for harvesting. V'shakcha, and you forgot that bundle. Beis Shammai emrim eno shikcha. Beis Shammai says that's not shikcha, because since it's in a mesuyan place, since it's in a very memorable place, even if you've forgotten about it, really in the back of your mind, you still know there's a bundle next to the fence, and you're going to come back and get it.
Yeah.
Beis Hillel, no.
By the cattle that you're planning to give it to them to feed.
Beis Hillel, no, shikcha, you forgot about it. You forgot about it, even though in the back of your mind doesn't count. You missed it. It's shikcha, the aniyim can take it. Rashi Ashur.
Does that surprise? Does that seem? Would you have expected that from Shammai versus Hillel?
The rule tends to be that Shammai is more machmer, so it is somewhat surprising because Beis Hillel is saying you could take it, but I mean, Mishnah Gimel, Rashi Shuris. So at the ends of the rows, ha'omer shekneged on the bundle that's next to them, mochiach, will prove that they're not yet shikcha. The next Mishnah will explain this line again a little bit more at length. Ha'omer shehichzik bo leilicha el ir, a bundle that you picked up to take with you to the city. I assume that means you're not going to process it with the rest of the stuff. This one I'm taking home with me. I'm going to eat it.
Did you go to Mishnah 4?
Mishnah 3. Mishnah Gimel. Ha'omer shehichziku by, a bundle that you grabbed onto leilicha el ir to take it with you to the city. And then you put it back down and you forget it. Modim, that everyone agrees shenu shikcha. So since you actually began removing it from your field, that's enough to make it not shikcha. It's the bundles that you forgot to remove, those are the ones that are going to be shikcha. And then we mentioned at the beginning of Mishnah Gimel, the third Mishnah, that Rashi Shurais, the Omer Keneg, the ends of the rows, the bundle next to them shows. So now Mishnah Daled says the Elohein Rashi Shuris. What are the end of the rows? So Shnayim sheischilu mi'emsa. If you have two people that begin collecting the bundles from the middle of a row, Zeb pointed l'tzafin, v'zeb pointed l'darim. One goes north and one goes south. They start in the middle and go in opposite directions. V'shakchu, when they forget bundles, l'fneim v'lachreim, in front of them, meaning that ones that started off in front of them and then they passed without taking. And eshelufneim, and behind them that they never picked up in the first place. So eshelufneim, the ones that were in front of them and they passed, that shikcha, they forgot them, they missed them. Eshelachreim, but the ones that started off behind them, meaning they started in the middle, but they left space between the two of them, they were each figuring the other person would take. That's in a shikcha, that's not shikcha, because each one didn't really forget it, they just assumed somebody else would take care of it. Forgotten. Yachid shehiskil mireisha shur. If you have only one guy and he begins from one end of the row heading across, so then if you forgot something that's still in front of him, you forgot things in front of him and you forgot things behind him. So lefanav eno shikcha. If it's in front of him still, it's not shikcha because I'm going to get up to that. As much as he did forget it, but there's nothing indicating it's forgotten because it's still in front of him. Shalacher, but if he's past it, that's shikcha, that's what you forgot. It ended up behind you in your harvest. Because then there's a prohibition of returning to get it, since if you passed it, we have to go back to get it. That's when it's shikcha. Zaklal, this is the general rule. Kol shu b'bal tashuv, anything that has a prohibition of going back to get it is shikcha. V'shenu b'bal tashuv, if I can get it without going back, eno shikcha, that's not shikcha. Okay. Mishnah Hay is a new idea that there's a maximum amount of how much you can forget or drop, and that the aniyim would be allowed to take it. So Mishnah Hay says shnei oimrim, two bundles are shikcha, is forgotten, and the poor have the right to take them. The shloisha, but if you forget three bundles together, eno shikcha, that's not considered shikcha, that's too much. You can't really forget that much, and we can go back and get it. Or shnei tziburi zaysim, two piles of olives, the charufin, or carobs, that's shikcha. Shloisha, if it's three piles, they know shikcha. Shnei hutzne pishtin, 2 bundles of flax, are shikcha is considered forgotten. V'shloishin, 3 eno shikcha. Shnei gargarim peret, 2. Okay, now we're switching to a different field. 2 shnei gargarim. If you forget to, or really drop 2 grapes, grape berries, that's peret. Those are, it's only 2, so it goes to the aniyim. V'shloisha, and 3 eno peret. It's not peret. The aniyim don't get them. You could pick them up. Or shnei shibolim. If you drop 2 stalks, that's leket. That's the grain that fell at the time of the harvest that the aniyim have the right to take. V'shloisha and a leket. 3 are not leket.
It's a very small quantity.
Yes. Well, it depends. Two grapes is a very small quantity. 2 bundles is a much bigger quantity.
Yes. Yeah,
It doesn't really seem to be so much dependent on quantity, right? Just number.
Okay.
So, Kedivri Beis Hillel. So this is all Beis Hillel's version of the Mishnah.
So basically, the bundles is we were talking about bundles.
And
we said, oh, well, now let's talk about grapes.
Right.
Something that's okay.
Right. Valkula and Beis Shammai has a bigger number. He says Shleish Shalanim. If you forget 3 of them, that's still the aniyim, or drop 3 of them, the aniyim could take them. Va'arba l'balabai. He says no, 4 is the number. Beis Hillel says 3. You can go back and take. Beis Shammai says no, it needs to be 4. Well, let's stop here.
And that's where we're getting a point where Beis Shammai usually is more.
Right here, Beis Shammai is more machmer again.
Yeah,
He's saying you can't go back and get it
Yeah.
for 3, only for 4.
There's a call.
Okay.